Breaking. Big news. Jack Smith, the special prosecutor. You guys remember the guy who went after Donald Trump for years and years and years. Never gave up. Even when the Supreme Court ruled against him, he tried to find a way to circumvent, go around the Supreme Court and rewrite his indictments and all of his stuff. This guy is waving the white flag. He's giving up. He is begging. He's on his hands and knees begging Donald Trump. Please, Trump, please spare me. Do not go after me the way I went after you, even though the way I went after you was completely unethical and made absolutely no sense. Take a look.
I'm sorry, where are we going?
John, I'll jump in here. We've got some breaking news out of D.C. David Spunt reporting right now. Special counsel Jack Smith is seeking to dismiss the Trump election interference case in Washington, D.C. We should note that this was expected. We've been reporting for a few weeks now that this would happen since the DOJ cannot prosecute a sitting president. Today, this news brings us one step closer to this case formally being dropped. The judge is going to need approval for this before anything is officially dismissed, as David's reporting, and that could come as soon as today. I believe David Spunt is up now. He's got this news for us. David.
Well, hey, Sandra, after almost 2 years of this Jack Smith saga, things seem to be ending for him. We just need the judge to sign off on it. After thousands of pages and hundreds of hours of interviews, it comes down to just 6 pages. Jack Smith, the special counsel, asking Judge Tanya Chutkan to dismiss this superseding indictment. This is the election interference case in Washington, D.C., where Donald Trump was charged with trying to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. Ultimately, Smith says that DOJ does not prosecute sitting presidents. This never went to trial. It was supposed to go to trial earlier this year. That never happened. So he's asking to dismiss this case. Separately, we're waiting to see if and how he's asking to move forward in the documents case in Florida. Now, you may say that case was dismissed this summer, and that's true. It was dismissed this summer. However, Jack Smith, at the time, he didn't know Donald Trump was going to win, and he filed an appeal with the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta. We're told that he's also going to be filing something soon, winding down that case as well. So as of now, these cases are not officially dropped yet, but Smith is asking Judge Chutkan, who's expected to move along with it, and say, okay, we're going to drop this case because we cannot prosecute a sitting president. Separately, if I may add, President-elect Trump said that he would fire Jack Smith within, quote, 2 seconds of taking office. It doesn't appear that the president-elect will even have the opportunity to do that, because we've been reporting for several weeks now that Jack Smith will be gone at that point on January 20th at noon. He will have stepped down. So at some point over the next several weeks, he's going to step down. They're going to close up the special counsel office, and this case will not go to trial. So while it was expected, it's certainly a big deal to see that special counsel Jack Smith, who's been a thorn in the side of Donald Trump for over 2 years, is officially asking a judge to drop his case.
David Spunt on that breaking news for us. Just reading through the government's motion to dismiss this. It reads, quote,
Let's take a look at it right here. I have it pulled up, the first page at least. Here it is. In the United States District Court for the District of Columbia, United States v. Donald J. Trump. Government's motion to dismiss as a result of the election held on November 5th, 2024. The defendant, Donald J. Trump, will be inaugurated as president on January 20th, 2025. How does that feel, Jack Smith? How does that feel? It has long been the position of the DOJ that the United States Constitution forbids the federal indictment and subsequent criminal prosecution of a sitting president. Yeah, and I don't think you can get anywhere anyways. I mean, this kind of shows the whole point with this indictment, with this lawsuit from the DOJ anyways. This shows the whole picture here. Why they were doing it. They were doing it to try to give Donald Trump as many road bumps as possible, as many blockages as possible, so that he wouldn't become the president of the United States, right? That was the whole point of these lawsuits. That was the whole point of these indictments. That's the whole point of it all. And now that Donald Trump is, in fact, the president of the United States, or has been elected, he's the president-elect, there's no point to them anymore. There's no point expending any energy on this. This is not about ethics. This is not about morality. This is not about going after corruption and all these other platitudes that they say it's about. No. No, they were doing this for the sole purpose to try to prevent him from going back into the White House. And they couldn't do that. And so what do they do now? Like, well, time to fight the battle on a different front. That's what they're going to do. They gave up. They're like, well, we lost that battle. Let's find a different battle to fight. And let me tell you, they're going to find one. It's probably going to be through maybe Congress or something. One of these departments that are being headed up by Mitch McConnell or some of these different senators that are way against Donald Trump. That's probably where they're going to fight their battles now. But it goes on to say the department and the country have never faced a circumstance here where a federal indictment against a private citizen has been returned by a grand jury and a criminal prosecution is already underway when the defendant is elected president. Confronted with this unprecedented situation, the special counsel's office consulted with the department's office of legal counsel, whose interpretation of constitutional questions such as those raised here is binding on department prosecutors. After careful consideration, the department has determined that OLC's prior opinions concerning the Constitution's prohibitions on federal indictment and prosecution of a sitting president apply to this situation, and that as a result, this prosecution must be dismissed before the defendant is inaugurated. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Jack Smith is going bye-bye. See you later, Jack Smith. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord splits you. They really should look into how he was put in the position he was put in, because he wasn't confirmed. From what I gather, the Senate is supposed to confirm these special prosecutors, but Jack Smith wasn't. So what was up with that? So, what I think, since Jack Smith enjoyed all of this, all of this latitude to go after Donald Trump for multiple years, I believe that Donald Trump should put Matt Gaetz as a special prosecutor for Pam Bondi. Matt Gaetz, Pam Bondi, because Pam Bondi, unfortunately, in my opinion, is the nominee for Attorney General. I thought it should be Gaetz. Gaetz stepped down. There was this big hubbub. I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but it was, there was a lot of people that were not happy with Gaetz being the choice. So Donald Trump puts up Pam Bondi. Not my best choice for Attorney General, but it would make it a little better. It would smooth things over just a tiny bit if he puts Matt Gaetz in there as special prosecutor. So Matt Gaetz could unleash hellfire on these people. That's what I think. Of course, in a way that is legal, in a way that is rooting out corruption. I'm not saying that he should engage in any sort of retribution or any sort of revenge. That's not what I'm saying. I think that what happened to Donald Trump, what happened to, say, the J6ers and all these people, what happens to conservatives is something that is completely illegal, completely un-American, completely unconstitutional. And that's what I mean when I say release hellfire. If you are going to go after, with lawfare, American citizens, if you are going to persecute them and do all of it, put them in jail, put them in federal prison for tiny little crimes, you know what? You should have investigations against you to determine why you are doing this. What's going on? What's happening in the background? This can't just be coming from, individuals themselves. There has to be a greater mechanism at play here. I believe there is. I believe that needs to be investigated. Where is this coming from? Is it coming from a foreign country? Is it coming from someone within our own United States? Is it coming from someone like Soros? Is he just one part of many? Is it coming from the WEF? Where is it coming from? Matt Gaetz unleashed on that problem would do, I think, a lot of good. But what do you guys think? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. But until then, I will see you on the next one.